This is your chance to learn how to make other people do things for you, help you, or even look at you like you're an authority. Imagine this. There's a soccer team made of 11 players. 10 of them are literally machines. They're quick, they pass the ball at the perfect moment. But as soon as the ball gets to that one player that's evidently not giving his full potential because he doesn't get paid as much as they do, the whole teamwork is ruined. He simply doesn't want to exhaust himself because he makes less money. Other players constantly talk to him about that, beg him to start playing better, but he just continues to shrug. What do you think would happen if one of the good players dragged him to their home just to show him how they live, what cars they drive, and everything else they buy with the huge amounts of money earned by playing better than him? Would he change his mind and start playing like he should have from the beginning? He definitely would, because to make someone do something you want, you must arouse in them an eager want. And before we get any deeper, make sure that subscribe button is gray. How does this work? It's pretty simple. People do things because they want to, and not because you want them to. They're more concerned about their personal wants and needs than yours. It's the same for you. So the only way to get someone to do something you want is to give them a reason to want to help you, listen to you, and work for you. Now you must be thinking, but I bet I could make someone work for me without having to give them a reason, blah blah blah. Yeah, the only second method would be if you're planning to hold them as your hostages, like in the slavery era.
Whoa, what are you doing? I'm just scaring him. No, the trick is to make him think you're gonna do something to him.
Parenting would be a good example. If you don't want your kids smoking cigarettes at the age of 15, you'll probably spend hours talking to them, explaining how bad cigarettes are, but none of this will work. On the other hand, if you buy a pack of cigarettes, smoke one in front of your child so he can enjoy the smell. Let him smell your clothes and fingers afterward. And on top of, mention you're feeling like throwing up while explaining to him that there's no way he will ever make it to the soccer team as a smoker. Then he'll never, ever in his life think about lighting a cigarette. Did you know that most people give to charity because of the so-called giving to others feeling that we want more than our own money? That sentence might get you closer to how powerful this method is when we're ready to give away our money just to feel good. An individual who uses this skill daily has the whole world with him. So how do you do it? First of all, having creative thoughts is an extreme bonus. It'll help you think of more reasons why the specific person would want something. When you're about to ask someone for a favor, always lead with how it will help them get what they want. Most people get confused when they don't know what to say, like there's nothing that another person would want that would make them do something for you. There's always something you can use to gain control over them. You just have to be creative. Let's say you're a professional barista looking for a job. Don't call coffee bars and ask them if they're hiring, or where you can apply, and so on. Instead, ask for 2 minutes of their time you'll use to explain how you could help them double the revenue with your agile skills. That's what they want, and that's what'll get their brain cells dancing. They don't care about you, nor about your need for a job so you can make a living. Practice this for various situations. You can even learn some of them up front. Just remember, quick and creative always wins. But what to do if you somehow can't think of anything but you need to act quickly? This is the secret sauce, so listen carefully. And if you watched this video so far and still didn't leave a like, what are you waiting for? When you need a quick act but don't know what to do, be excited. No matter what it's about, just be excited. Salesmen know how well excitement works. Sometimes the excitement alone sells the product for them, and the only thing they did was look happy. This makes the other person want to buy, or do that thing because he saw that it's making another human being happy. And that's how we work by nature. You can't change nor control that. Self-expression is the dominant necessity of human nature. William Winter, on screen. In some cases, expressing our feelings works better than bragging about something, since many people nowadays prefer to see rather than to listen. It's easy for this to sound like a manipulation of a person. But is it? Depends on how you look at it. But you need to know that you're not manipulating their wants or putting your wants into their head. Rather, you're making them aware of wants that they can have. So actually, you're doing a good deed, fulfilling a want that they actually have. There's one more secret sauce I'll tell you about, but just because you like this video. Let's go through a short outline of what the conversation should look like, and I'll tell you about some things you should look for. First of all, how well do you know this person? If there's nothing you can predict upfront and bring that into the conversation, simply engage them. There are thousands of ways to start an engaging conversation, but make sure you have some knowledge about the things you will mention in the starter sentence. If you're approaching a girl, don't bring up her dress. You're a man and presumably you don't know much about dresses, which won't work your way. Instead, compliment her watch or jewelry. You probably have more knowledge about those things. Why is this so important? Well, your next step is to look for excitement on their face, which means you'll have to prolong the conversation as much as possible with different topics. Once you get to the topic that will make her smile, laugh, or simply show any signs of excitement, you did well over half of the job. Let's say that the topics were cats, and you realized she loves them, has a lot of knowledge about them, knows how to take care of them, and loves to do that. Now all you need to do is bring up that you wanted to go buy a cat for your niece this weekend, and ask her if she wants to come with you. She could play with the cat and take care of her while you two are getting to know each other more. That's simply a win-win situation and has nothing to do with manipulation. This method is even being used by the people in charge of big corporations. Believe it or not, but it's been proven to efficiently boost revenues and profits, and on top of that, we're not the first generation that's able to use its powers. About 100 years ago, there was a big oil company that still exists, and one of its territory salesmen was a man every company would wish for. He wanted to become the #1 salesperson in his district. If it wasn't for this one gas station, he would already be the #1, but it was severely holding him back. An older man who was running that gas station had no motivation to clean it up, nor to fix the accessories. Sales were affected by this as expected, and the salesman lost his voice trying to convince the owner of the gas pump to clean and upgrade his station. That's until one day, he invited the owner to visit the newest gas station in his territory. It's safe to say that the owner of the old gas station got instant motivation when he saw how good these new gas stations look, what kind of accessories they have, and how much traffic is coming in. The next time the salesman came to visit the old dirty gas station, he wasn't surprised to see it all cleaned up. His most valuable skill made him the #1 salesman in the district. Since ancient times, we humans only did things because we wanted to, and were more concerned about our own wants than anyone else's. In order to change this, you must give people a reason to help you. Your words must be their dopamine source, something they feel safe listening to, but not in a manipulative way. If the outcome isn't a win-win situation, then you're probably manipulating. The recipe says that you must find something that benefits both sides, so don't mix a valuable skill with manipulation. Your chances of getting something you want from another person via manipulating aren't highest, and also manipulating is relatively easy to detect nowadays. You won't get what you want, and on top of that, you'll ruin your reputation and get marked as a manipulator. If this happens, your skill to arouse an eager want in person becomes less worth. If there's any one secret of success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and see things from that person's angle as well as from your own. Henry Ford. Now you know how to make anyone do anything, and if you want to learn how to make new friends without saying a word, click the video on the screen.